Chakra time again, and this video is on the second chakra, also called the navel or belly button chakra, and the sacral chakra. The Sanskrit name is Swa or Swadhisthana. Swa or Spa translates into self or one's own, even prana, like energy, one's own energy. And Swadhisthana is translated into dwelling place or sweetness. So it translates into place of the self, abode of the self, one's own dwelling place, and sweetness. The location is the lower abdomen area. It can be directly in the navel area or below it. For some people, it's above it, but generally speaking, it's in the belly button area or below it, a little bit below it. The color vibration is orange. The key job of this chakra is connection, intimacy, fluidity, and emotions. The element is water. The identity is who you are in one-on-one interactions. So that would be one-on-one relationships, one-on-one friendships. The chakra. The second chakra is about your right to feel what you feel and your right to seek out those who will understand, support, empathize, and respect your feelings. Intimacy is one of the main functions of the sacral chakra. It loves giving and receiving, like sharing its emotions and sharing its sexual and sensual experiences, and then also having someone share those things in return. It could have the second name of partnership chakra. I've heard that from some people, and that's because it deals with one-on-one relationships. It not only works with your creativity, freedom, social interactions, zest for life, sensuality, emotional expression, and openness to life's goodness, but it also is where your inner child resides. And a lot of us are looking to reconnect with our inner child. I don't know about you, but I remember watching Toys R Us commercials back when there were regular commercials. People don't really watch TV that much anymore. And the Toys R Us thing was, because baby, if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. So I remember saying to myself, I'm never growing up, and Peter Pan as well. It's like, I'm never growing up. However, I grew up, I'm 31, but I still like being childlike. I still like being and connecting with my childlike self. So if you're like me, please do use the sacral as your gateway, your entryway to connecting with your inner child. So energies like joy, laughter, and spontaneity are stored in the sacral. The color orange brings out playfulness, curiosity, and the love of food. So if you're a foodie, you probably center in your sacral a lot of the time. And centering means the majority of your consciousness is concentrated there. So it's also about how fulfilled you feel in your love life, in life, and your money situation. It is connected to sensing emotions in others. So that feeling that someone is not a good person, trust it. Conversely, if you sense that someone comes in peace and is a good person, trust that as well. Some of the imbalances for your own self-assessment would be, if it's underactive, it would be blame, guilt, money and sex addiction, power and control, imbalanced sex drive, and also just feeling unfulfilled in your sexual life. Feelings of isolation, antisocial, clingy, coward energy, no concentration, regret, dispassionate, liar, and eating disorders. So another thing is just an inability to feel like you relate to others. You kind of feel like you're on the outside looking in. That is a sacral imbalance. If it is overactive, the person might be too talkative and not listen to others. They might be emotionally manipulative. You know, that type of person is like, oh, you hurt me. and the person really hasn't done anything, or just any type of emotional manipulation. And a lot of water signs, especially cancers, do struggle with not being emotionally manipulative. And it just means you use your emotions as currency to get people to do what you want them to do. The other thing that can come through if the sacral is overactive is destructive behavior. When someone is dishonest with themselves and other people, the person's constantly distrusting of other people, they overindulge in things, thief, and it might be a kleptomaniac also if you're too centered in your sacral and it's overactive. That might be someone who just has a compulsion to steal things. Drug abuse, pridefulness, uncaring attitude, and accusatory are all things that come with under, or rather overactivity of the sacral. The spiritual goal, how it would like to be when it actually is balanced and functioning optimally, are ethics and honor in relationships. So that means the person is trustworthy, they're honest, and they keep true to their word. Ambitious, optimistic, outgoing, warm and happy, humorous. And a lot of women, and I suppose men as well, on their list of when they are talking about what they want in a relationship, almost all the time, good sense of humor is there. They want someone who can make them laugh, or they want someone who laughs at their jokes. So I'm not funny and I don't get jokes. So the sacral is something that I'm working on so that I can be more humorous and I can actually delight in other people's strange humor and jokes. Moving on, it also has the friendly energy, helpful energy, and someone who loves to help. They don't feel like they're a servaholic, meaning that they just have to help people, that they're obligated. If it's actually balanced in the sacral, you're happy to help. Humanitarian, constructive, energetic, guilt-free pleasure. Need to add the E there. Cooperative, artistic, stability, fulfillment, contentment, fulfilling your wants and your needs. Okay? So the language of the sacral chakra is emotions. Because remember, every chakra has a language it communicates best with and understands best. So if you haven't noticed any improvements with a chakra, it might be because you're communicating in a language it does not understand. You know, try going to a country you've never been before and have them try to explain something to you. It's very, very difficult. Or try to explain something to them. It's also very difficult. So you must learn the language of each chakra and communicate with it in its primary language. So again, the primary language is emotions. It's your emotional intelligence center. Also, playfulness, the energy that is the energy of flow and fluidity, and taste. All are languages that the emotion center understands. So how do you communicate with emotions? First, allow yourself to express your emotions freely, so that you can acknowledge them and be more aware of them, and have no judgments about your emotions. Just allow them to flow freely. That probably could be a key word for the sacral, flowing freely. The other thing would be to find ways to invoke those positive emotions or playful emotions in yourself. And that can be through activities, exercises, and meditation. So I would suggest watching a comedy that you love, that makes you laugh. The Three Stooges is one of my favorites. It always pulls me out of a funky mood. But anything that really makes you laugh. Observing art is really good for bringing out positive emotions, especially if the emotion, or rather the artwork, is positive. So if you're looking at sad or kind of harsh art, it might not bring out those positive emotions. However, it's great to still allow any emotion to be expressed. So you might want to watch something that's sad, or you might want to watch or observe art that's sad or that is a bit aggressive, so that you can release those emotional states within yourself. Quite a few people are numb and they have judgments about good and bad emotions, but there's no such thing as good or bad emotions. So just allow the art to invoke emotional states in you so that you can express them, and that helps to balance the emotional center, the sacral. The other thing is to play games, and preferably games that are not serious, that don't really have winning or losing. Just like, what is it? Twister is a fun game. Go Fish, Old Maid, Monopoly. Those are all, to me, those are all fun games that you can play. They can also be active games like sports, tennis, volleyball, anything that is playful and fun. The other thing is dance. You know, it brings in the fluidity and movement of the sacral, and dance is like a physical exercise, so it releases endorphins in the body. Also, because the chakra is connected to the intestinal tract, it is connected to what you eat. So orange foods are ideal for the sacral. The other thing would be fruits and vegetables, so not processed foods. That will help to alkalinize your body. The sacral imbalances, like indicators for imbalances in the sacral, can be interpreted through your craving. So if you're craving sugar a lot of the time, it might be that you are seeking love, or stifling painful emotions. When craving fatty foods, it can be an indicator that you feel unsupported, that you feel threatened and criticized and you have to defend yourself. You know, just the desire to protect yourself normally comes with fatty foods. So it's not to say to stay away from them. Remember, all things in moderation. So balance out your diet as best you can. And if it's too much stress, just focus on adding orange foods to your diet this week. And that can be like oranges. That can be like squash, orange squash. What are some of the other orange foods? Asking for them to come to my mind. I don't remember all of them right now, but I will post them in the course. I'll add some more information here so that you have some more food ideas. Lastly, because this chakra is about finding one's own place, it translates again into the abode of the self. I would recommend creating a sacred space for yourself in your home. You can even have an outdoor space. I've heard people have their tree houses, and they're grown adults, and they have their tree houses. A tent outside, your porch outside, anything that you can add to give yourself a sacred space. One person I know says that they only felt like there was a chair in their home that was their sacred space. So if it's only one item, that's okay, honor that. The other thing is to take yourself on a mini retreat, and this can be for an hour. Actually, can be even shorter. It can be like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, half a day or one day. And these are private retreats with yourself, where you're just in your own company. I recommend the book, The Woman's Retreat book, for suggestions on how to do your own personal and private retreats with yourself. All right. So to end off this lesson of the sacral are some products. So again, the Dead Sea salt is great for soaking in the bath or a foot bath. It really helps to detoxify the entire body. The dye, the organic dye in the Color Bath from Color Energy helps with bringing in the orange energy. If you find that you're very antisocial or shy, the orange just really, really helps with that. The blend, the chakra blend, and the orange carnelian gemstone. If you would like to have them separate, then you can have the envelope of the bath, or you can have the actual bottle, 250 milliliters of the orange bath. 2 beeswax candles, and again, candles are great with holding a vibration for an elongated amount of time. Through scientific study, it has been proven that we can only hold emotional states for about 90 seconds, and then we have to do it again. So the beeswax candles can be lit with intention for joy, and it will help to concentrate and hold the vibration of joy in your space beyond the limitations of your body. The orange chakra blend, which I love, this has actually has been another chakra blend that's really helped me. It has orange, lemon, and neroli. Really, orangey scents and citrus scents are great for the solar plexus and the sacral, and that comes in 10 milliliters. And then you can get all three if you would like. You just need to email me if you would like to purchase. That concludes the lesson for the sacral. Many blessings to all of you. Keep being vital and shine on.